All right, let's open up the Persuasion Playbook. Today, we're going to break down the art and science behind crafting messages that don't just get seen, they actually get results. So let's dive right in.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You pour your heart into an email, you pitch what you think is a game-changing idea, and you get nothing, just crickets. It's frustrating, especially when you know you've got something important to say, but it just isn't connecting.
Well, here's a little secret that changes everything. Pretty much every single message you send in a professional setting, whether you're asking for a budget increase, proposing a new project, or even just trying to get your team on board with an idea, it's an act of persuasion. You're always trying to influence how people think, feel, or act.
But here's the catch. In this skeptical, post-trust world we live in, you can't persuade anyone of anything without one key ingredient: credibility. It's the foundation. I mean, if people don't trust you, why would they listen to you? It's that simple. Your job is to help them see the merit in your ideas, and that begins with them seeing merit in you.
So how do you actually do that? How do you build a message that's both credible and persuasive? Well, it doesn't start with writing. It starts with a solid game plan, and that plan is called the AIM framework. Think of it like a strategic triangle. Everything starts with A for audience. Who are these people? Really? What do they care about? Once you know that, you move to I for information. What facts, data, and reasoning do you need to make your case to them? And only then, after you've done that homework, do you get to M, developing the actual message that's going to connect the two. And to really get inside your audience's head, it helps to know about these 6 principles of influence. You've got reciprocation, that urge to return a favor. Consistency, our need to stick with what we've already decided. Social proof, that's when we look around to see what everyone else is doing. Liking is simple, we're just more easily persuaded by people we like. Authority is our trust in experts. And of course, scarcity, that powerful fear of missing out. Figuring out which of these really motivates your audience is a total game changer.
Okay, so once you've got your AIM plan locked down, it's time to actually build the message. And this isn't about just winging it. There's a clear, repeatable process. Think of it like a 7-step recipe for a seriously powerful argument.
And here's that recipe. First, you've got to grab their attention. Then, you raise a need, something they can connect with personally. Now, you're ready to deliver your brilliant solution and provide the rationale, the why behind it. Now, this next one is so important. You have to validate their point of view, show them you get it. And finally, you wrap it all up with a crystal clear call to action.
So, you've got the structure, you've got the logic, but that's only half the story. How you say it, your tone, your style, the specific words you pick, that can make or break the whole thing. This, my friends, is where persuasion really becomes an art. Just look at this. We provide lower rates. Okay, sure, but what does that even mean? Now look at the other side. You can save about $680. Now that's tangible. That's a new phone, it's a weekend getaway. The key is to stop talking in vague benefits and start translating them into something your audience can actually see and feel. Your words create energy. A center that has a program, well, it just sounds kind of passive, doesn't it? But a center that runs a program, now that sounds dynamic, it sounds competent and in charge. Using strong, action-oriented verbs just makes your ideas feel more capable and alive.
Oh, this one is so critical. Starting a sentence with "if you're interested" just screams a lack of confidence in your own idea. But look at the alternative. Suggesting a specific time to meet isn't being pushy, it's being assertive and professional. It communicates that you believe your work has value and is worth their time.
And the psychology behind this stuff is just incredibly powerful. Check out this study about getting employees to sign up for a 401k. The way the message was framed made a massive difference. As you can see, the phrase that emphasized choice and autonomy, basically saying, hey, this is voluntary, you can opt out, was almost twice as persuasive as the others. Nobody likes being told what to do, but we all respond well to being given a choice.
All right, let's put it all together. Here we have an email showdown. The one on the left, it's a total failure. Vague subject line, demanding tone, weak call to action. But the email on the right, it's a masterclass. It nails every step. It grabs attention, it raises a clear need with hard data, we've lost over 200 members, and then lays out a detailed solution and rationale. It even gives a nod to other perspectives before closing with a confident, clear, and respectful call to action. That's the recipe in action.
Okay, so you've built a powerful, effective message. You're almost there. But there is one last absolutely crucial step. You have to make sure your message isn't just persuasive, but that it's also ethical. And that's where you run it through the FAIR test.
And let's be super clear about the line we're talking about here. Persuasion is about presenting your case honestly to help someone make a good decision. Manipulation, on the other hand, uses some level of deception to get what you want. The FAIR test is your ethical compass. It's what keeps you on the right side of that line.
So first up, F is for facts. Pretty simple, right? Is your information accurate? Are you presenting data honestly without twisting it to fit your narrative? Real persuasion doesn't trick people. It gives them the real information they need to make an informed choice.
Next, A is for access. This is all about transparency. Are your motives out in the open? Because the second people feel like you have a hidden agenda, all that credibility you worked so hard to build just vanishes. Poof, gone.
Then we have I for impacts. Look, being persuasive is a responsibility. You've got to think through the real-world consequences of your message. How is this going to affect everyone involved, not just you or the person you're trying to convince?
And finally, we have R for respect. Does your message treat your audience like intelligent adults? The most effective persuasion never uses pressure or guilt or tricks. It respectfully lays out a case and honors the other person's freedom to choose for themselves.
So the next time you're about to write that big email or prep for that important meeting, just think about this playbook. Every message you send has the power to change a mind or spark an action. The real question is, will you make sure it's not just persuasive, but fair too?